Newton North High School alum Aidan Leary directed and co-wrote his first feature film, and he's looking forward to its release. He reflects on how his passion for filmmaking developed, noting that getting placed into his second-choice high school elective was a key part of his journey.
So I ended up, on chance, getting into this, backup elective class, and weirdly fell in love with making things. It almost became like an addiction of mine. I had to always be creating something, always starting something new. And at the time it was a lot of little chronicle type pieces on different local businesses, and we did a ghost chasing documentary where we chased a ghost through the Auburndale Cove. Turns out it was kind of like Scooby-Doo. It was like a guy dressed up as a ghost who was trying to convince people that he was a ghost. I promise I'm not making this up. So really it was a bunch of adventures with just me, my friends, and a camera all through this TV media arts program at Newton North.
He touches on why horror is his preferred genre, as well as what inspired him to become a filmmaker.
People will ask me, why would someone want to go to the movies and be afraid? And I kind of stole my answer from Wes Craven, who directed Scream, one of my favorite directors. And he always said that people don't want to go and be afraid, people are afraid. And I would say that what I do making horror movies gives people a safe way of confronting that fear in an environment that could even be fun sometimes. So I found that to be a really powerful and noble thing, and I realized that I kind of wanted to help other people in the same way that Scream and scary movies had helped me.
Aidan also discussed how the idea for this film came about, as well as what the process was like for getting it developed and brought to life.
The main idea was that it's an episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, or a kids' TV show like that, Blue's Clues, something along those lines, that slowly devolves into a horror movie. The host of the show is kind of trapped inside the show, and slowly going insane as all the puppets are trying to kill him. One day my friend Kendall reaches out to me and says, hey, my company's looking for low-budget horror films, horror-like feature films. What are you working on? Because she knew that low-budget horror was kind of my thing. And she kind of told me, okay, it needs to be done really low budget, less than $1 million, and it needs to be shot in around 12 days, which for a movie is pretty extreme. I mean, most Hollywood films, a low-budget Hollywood film will be shot in at least 20 days. Most of them are going to be several months, Initially, we thought we were just going to write the script and sell it, not actually make it ourselves. But, I thought, I've been directing little independent zero-budget films for the past couple of years since college. I might as well try to direct. So when we pitched it as writers, but we said, also, I can direct it, and my co-writer, C.R. Thompson, she's also a puppeteer, she's also an editor. So we were like, hey, we'll also make the movie for you as well. And I don't know why, we were 23 years old, but for whatever reason, they bought it, literally bought the film. And a couple months later, we were out in Chicago ready to shoot.
While not yet released for viewing in the U.S., Monkey's Magic Merry-Go-Round was screened at the Leeds International Film Festival in the UK, and Aidan talked a bit about what that experience, which included a live Q&A in front of the audience, was like.
The first person raised their hand for a question, and they call on them, and they're like, just so you know, the audience member who raised their hand says, just so you know, this film really connected with me. It feels like you made this film exactly for me personally, and I love it. It's really just to find a connection, with your audience. That's what I think art is it's the communication of feeling, from the creator to the audience. And even just having some sort of profound impact on one person is really why you do it. at least why I do it.
Gina Dacey, Newton News, Newton Highlands.